So what happened next?
A couple of the execs from the company showed up to the camp, and every single person was dead. Huge fucking lumberjacks torn to pieces.
I remember what you did 10 years ago. Put you in a ground floor.
This is my series to dissect films, the good and the bad of them. Let's walk around in the woods for 5 years where all you get to see is my back in a violent nature. Welcome to Why You Hate. Okay folks, let's head to Genius University through the history of horror, and I'm talking about as far back as the 40s to right now. While you're watching this episode, there's one franchise that epitomizes the slasher subgenre. Yeah, I'm saying it. It's Friday the 13th.
Give me all you got! Give me all you got!
And let me tell you why. Jason Voorhees, stalking frisky, half-naked visitors and campers in the woods of a creepy-ass location like the woods of Crystal Lake, utilizing any weapon that man can conceive of, is the blueprint of what slashers are. It is a testament that to this day, no slasher movie has taken the mantle from New Jersey. You'd think the inspiration that the series gives would give us something that could rival it. And as great as The Burning is, it does not overmatch Friday the 13th.
Oh shit!
Enter director Chris Nash, tasked with creating a new camping slasher with a new hulking horror villain. The question is, will fans enjoy the film, or will they walk away from it more than Johnny did in the film for 73% of its runtime? Let's get down to brass tacks. So let's get ready to spend a crap ton of time following our killer from behind as he walks around the woods, see how legends are born that don't make much sense, follow a group of characters that you won't remember, and never ever practice yoga alone in the woods, cause safety isn't in your favor and you can't bend like that.
We're fine!
Here are the reasons why you hate In a Violent Nature. Number 1, story. When a group of teens take a locket from a collapsed fire tower in the woods, they unwittingly resurrect the rotting corpse of Johnny, a vengeful spirit spurred on by a horrific 60-year-old crime. The undead killer soon embarks on a bloody rampage to retrieve the stolen locket, methodically slaughtering anyone who gets in his way. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? But that's not the big issue. To be completely honest, this story is as bare bones as it gets. The idea to have a slasher horror movie where we follow the events through the killer's POV sounds amazing on paper, but a huge problem is that the scope of the story is so narrow, and I'm talking about more narrow than most horror films. Take for instance Terrifier 3. That slasher has a very specific story, and it guides you through all of the gore and carnage that Art inflicts on his victims in Final Girl Sienna Shaw. The victims have stories and motivations that are made clear. As a matter of fact, Sienna herself has a huge character arc that was started in Terrifier 2, and even in 3, a complete arc from the beginning of the film to the end. For all of the criticisms about the level of gore and how senseless it may come across, one thing that can't be argued is that there is a story that's being told in Terrifier 3. With In a Violent Nature, the environment of Johnny's travels and the ambiance is the story, for better or for worse. When referring to the no musical score nature of the film, director Chris Nash stated that he wanted the film to be a blank canvas and to be as stark and objective as possible. He didn't want to influence the audience by any type of music. Okay, I get that, and to be quite honest, it's a refreshing take on paper, but musical scores have shown their importance in horror since day one. Could you imagine Psycho without its iconic score? How about Dawn of the Dead, Friday the 13th, Saw, Scream, Candyman, and of course, Halloween? As a matter of fact, we all know about the story where a cut of Halloween without its score was shown, and it wasn't a positive viewing. John Carpenter screened the final cut of Halloween without the music or sound effects to a 20th Century Fox executive. The executive was initially unimpressed and found that it wasn't scary without the music. Carpenter then composed the iconic score, which he believed saved the film. In other words, not using a score plus the follow the killer perspective might have been one too many risks taken with this movie.
And you blew it! You blew it!
Nash has said that he chose to shoot the film in Academy ratio because, quote, "That's how I watched all of the slashers as a kid on VHS. That's the slasher aspect ratio." He also revealed that the original title of the film was Sleeping Animal. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into titles, but either way, it was a tough call. I'm just saying. Number 2, characters. A huge problem of In a Violent Nature is it does very little with its characters. Chris is the final girl, and aside from a few moments early, we don't get much from her until the end when she's fleeing from Johnny. Aurora will be a character forever remembered for her horrific yoga kill, rightly so, I might add. Troy is the idiot who took the locket and started this shit in the first place. He also was pretty damn whiny and annoying. You deserved to die, Troy. It's so true. The other 4 characters of the friend group are inconsequential to say the least. No personality, no pop, no big moments, no trust. Liar.
Ho dunk, po dunk, well then there, motherfuckers!
Number 3, Johnny. Ry Barrett, who plays Johnny, revealed that the monster's mask was designed by director Chris Nash. The mask had different versions, each with a different visibility feature. The main challenge lay in the fogging of the goggles and the visibility provided by the mask. When wearing the full headpiece, the mask would fog rapidly, causing it to block the vision, making it necessary to carefully time movements and remember steps to hit specific marks. An alternative with the front of the mask open seemed to be more manageable, but that presented another issue. With cinematographer Piers Dirks following closely behind, if the monster turned his head too fast, you'd see the actor's nose sticking out, so Barrett would kinda have to steer his shoulders in a certain direction to give the cinematographer time to know where he was going to turn. There's absolutely no doubt that Johnny is a force of nature. The riff on Jason Voorhees is clear, but there are some differences that are made. His drag hooks, for example, provide a cool new weapon in the slasher subgenre, and he used it very effectively. The mask obviously is a big talking point as well. As ridiculous as it may seem at times, it is quite unique and always draws my eyes to it. Credit has to be given to Johnny being an almost contender to the fastest slow walker of all time, and we all know that is Michael Audrey Myers. Johnny got close to the shape, and I'm talking walking slow like Dick Warlock walking slow. Number 4, kills. Brody tries to get it on with Aurora, but gets nowhere with it. Her death in the lake is unseen, except for seeing Johnny walk into the water towards her. What seems like an eternity later, he grabs her from underneath and kills her. Boom, that's it. The Ranger had a chance to subdue Johnny, but was utterly useless. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not walking right up to the killer like that when I know that he's not dead and is going to pop back up at any moment. The log splitter kill of the Ranger was absolutely brutal, a bit drawn out, but the machine actually keeps you invested because of its design. You're just waiting to see if the Ranger will actually get dismembered, and he does. Stupid Colt, who had the chance to survive and be a final guy, stood 3 inches behind Johnny, yelling at him, talking shit. Johnny immediately turns around, kills him with the axe, and then Johnny swings the axe like 87 times, chopping Colt up.
Give me all you got! Give me all you got!
In the history of slashers, there have been tons of amazing kills. There's this one, and this one, that one. Oh, and that one. And you can't forget about. But for In a Violent Nature, there is a standout kill. Yes, folks, I'm going to talk about that kill. Let's just say if you're a young lady who decides to practice yoga in the middle of the woods, on the edge of a mini cliff alone, unaware and with no true survival instincts, then you might not want to choose to go all namaste, because Johnny pulled off a massive, ridiculous Art the Clown level kill, stabbing through the girl's midsection with one end of the drag hooks, and then bending her head through the body with the other end was absolutely banana pancakes. But here's one thing, in my opinion, it was very slow in its pacing. I mean, I get it, we're seeing some amazing practical effects, and they were great, they truly were. But as Johnny is pulling the hooks and bending her, I'm just thinking, how long is this gonna take to kill her? Let's look at the official Why You Hate body count, shall we? The body count of In a Violent Nature is 8. We have Chuck, Aaron, Brody, Aurora, Evan, Troy, the Ranger, and of course, stupid-ass Colt.
You fucking cockroach.
Number 5. Finale. The last 22 minutes and 24 seconds sees Chris running, and then somehow there's a crazy edit where she's suddenly screaming with a piece of branch stuck in her leg.
We're fine!
What did we just miss? This was obviously done to slow her down, because we all know there's no other way on God's green earth that Johnny could catch her. Be that still, the camera was tired of following Johnny walking, so now we have to follow this chick walking and running around. At around an hour and 17 minutes, the woman driver who picks up Chris after running away from Johnny is played by Lauren Marie Taylor, who played Vicky in Friday the 13th Part 2 from 1981. Thank God she showed up in this film. At least she knew how to have some personality, and we all know she did in Friday the 13th Part 2. That said, from 16 and a half to 4 minutes left, the film felt so weird because now we're actually having some real character dialogue and interaction. Lauren Marie telling a story about a bear attack while driving on a road that never ends. She stops along the road to apply a tourniquet, and Chris starts to freak out. But guess what? Why be afraid? You've driven for miles at like 45 miles per hour, and there's no way Johnny could catch up. I know the idea is that he's quote-unquote everywhere, and she's traumatized. But unfortunately, the movie didn't do enough of a good job to establish that, in my opinion.
Oh, you're right. And when you're right, you're right.
It is such a different rhythm that the finale truly feels like it was a different movie, perhaps left over of the original shooting. There is the news that Nash is working on In a Violent Nature 2. My curiosity of how they will continue in the sequel is mid at best. Will Johnny continue to walk around the woods and we follow his POV, or will it be in a more traditional style? Probably the best answer is some type of combination of both. You have to let your characters have real moments and let us get invested in them. Otherwise, why would I give a shit how much Johnny wants to help someone with their downward dog yoga practice? At the end of the day, In a Violent Nature gave us some brutal kills, poor pacing throughout, introduced us to Johnny, the fastest slow walker this side of Michael Myers, and we as fans must deal with it. You have to ask yourself, was this style, especially the POV, what you wanted in a slasher? That is a question only you can answer. As always, this video is not here to make you love In a Violent Nature or to hate it. It's simply a discussion to highlight the history and aspects of it, good or bad, with you, the viewer. So what do you think? Are you a fan? If so, tell us why. If not, let's discuss why you hate In a Violent Nature. If you haven't hit the like button for more content, please do. If you're not subscribed to the Night Watch Zone, this is the time to do it. Do it and become part of this fantastic movie community where you'll never love and talk about movies the same. If you like this video, check out my other Why You Hate videos and other content, including live streams here, and I'll see you there. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.